All right, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. Let's get it up. All right, right. Yeah, when we come out, you're considering the side one. All right? Come out, we're going to see the day of that. You go to the courtroom, two things you have to say. You have to give your name and your word. Anything else? No. You have to give your name and your word. All right? Everything is determined if it is recorded, it has to be recorded. When you take the notes, you can use it right.
Both. Come.
Cross yourself. It's court. Be careful that can't cross my face. Yeah, but that'll finish it. Sorry.
All right. Good stop. Yeah.
Please be seated. Yeah, I got it. All right, this is the 5 a.m. calendar for June 27th. Initial appearance court. The court's orders regarding the taking of DNA fingerprints that were made at the first calendar, the first day of the month, remain in effect. We're going to proceed in the following manner. We're going to call two people at a time. The first person will come and stand at the podium. The second person will sit in the chair by the door. The first person we're going to see this morning is Keith Thrash. He'll be followed by Jade Almanza. Sir, step to the podium, please, and tell me your name and date of birth.
Keith Thrash, May 21st, 2000.
All right, thank you, sir. So you're here on 2 cases. You have a new case charging you with theft of means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, forgery, a Class 4 felony, and theft by controlling stolen property, a Class 6 felony. The court has found probable cause as to those counts. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered at this point appointing the legal defender to represent you. On this case, we submit a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $2,000. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address, and you're to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 3rd at 8:30, with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 7th at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court. Number 2 on the calendar is a probation violation matter. You're on probation for Class 6. On this case, it's also ordered appointing the legal defender to represent you. On this case, there's a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. Other than that, the release conditions are exactly the same. Your court date will be a probation revocation arraignment possible disposition hearing on July the 2nd at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court. Do you have any questions, sir?
What was that last part you said?
You've got 2 cases. One, the last case is a probation violation. The next court date on that one is July the 2nd. It's for a probation revocation arraignment hearing. And sometimes you can get sentenced the same day. That's a disposition hearing. But the court date will be July the 2nd on that case.
Okay.
Any other questions, sir? All right, thank you, sir. Just step back over there. Ms. Almanza will be followed by Delaney GyroLamb. Please tell me your name.
Jade Almanza,
And your date of birth.
March 9th, 2004.
All right. You've been charged with possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possessing drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. The court has found probable cause. It looks like it's a Superior Court bench warrant. Let me check one thing. Okay. The public defender's already been appointed to represent you. I'm affirming the public defender's appointment. On this case, the judge, when they issued the bench warrant, set a bond of $1,000. I'm affirming that as a secured appearance bond. If you post the bond, you're not to contact any you're not to initiate contact with any arresting officers. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof for your local address. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 3rd at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court, with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 7th. Do you have any questions, ma'am? All right, thank you. You can step back over there. Delaney, and I'm not pronouncing your last name very well. She'll be followed by Savannah James. Please tell me your name.
Delaney Grubisland.
And your date of birth.
06/03/2006.
All right. You're here on a municipal court warrant out of the Peoria Municipal Court,
Yeah.
charging you with disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, threatening, intimidating, or threatening criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Misdemeanor assault, 2 counts. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered that an attorney will be appointed at the next court date for the limited representation regarding the bond issue. The city court did set a bond. Your bond is set as a cash-only bond, cash-only bond of $250.
For how much?
$250.
Okay.
If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers, no drugs without a valid prescription, no driving without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address. Your next court date on this case will be an arraignment hearing on July the 1st at 9 a.m. in the Peoria City Municipal Court. The court date will be on the paperwork that you'll be given.
Okay, and then how much time am I serving? Or I'm confused.
That will be up to the judge after you go to court on the 1st. If you post a bond, you can get out before that court.
After this, I'm going into custody?
Well, you're in custody.
No,
You remain in custody unless you post a $250 bond.
Okay.
Okay, you can step right over there.
Oh, can I, what's the thing of recognizance?
No.
No?
This was a warrant, so the bond is actually at the very low end of the scale, $250. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
James, Savannah James will be followed by Joe Sandoval. Please state your name
Savannah James,
and your date of birth.
11/30/93.
Are you here on a probation violation warrant on a Class 2 felony offense?
Yes.
The court has found you to be indigent in order to appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, the judge, when they issued the warrant, set a bond, a secured appearance bond in the amount of $7,500. The court's affirming that bond. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address, and you must contact your probation officer within 24 hours. Your next court date on this case will be a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on July the 2nd at 8:30 in the Superior Court. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can step back over there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Sandoval will be followed by Christopher Cordova. Sir, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Joe Sandoval, 4/11/88.
Thank you, sir. So you're here on two cases. The first, number 11, is a new charge, charging you with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and criminal trespass, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause on the criminal trespass only. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the legal defender to represent you. On this case, there's going to be a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $500. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers, no drugs without a valid prescription, no driving without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 3rd at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 7th at 8:30. The next court date you need to worry about is July the 3rd. On number 12 on the calendar, this was a bench warrant on the charge of possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. Once again, the legal defender is appointed to represent you. On this case, there's also a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. The release conditions are the same. Your court date is July the 3rd and July the 7th. Do you have any questions, sir?
What the warrant was for, I did not know. I bought myself out the first time, and then I did not know I had a warrant. Didn't get no information or nothing, because that's when I was home. I'm still homeless, and then that's why I'm here for the warrant.
Yeah, you were released before.
Yeah, because they gave me a bond, and then I bond myself out, but they gave the bond money back and everything, but I did not have no information. They said that
They released you to pretrial services. You were released to pretrial services by Commissioner McLaughlin on November the 17th of 2004. So you were released to pretrial services, and then you didn't show up in court.
I went to 2004. I went to court for that, and then I just got released about a month ago.
Sir,
I was in jail for.
I've set the bonds, as I've indicated. If the police agencies had the methamphetamine tested, and I found probable cause, you'd be held without any bond at all. But your bonds are both set at $500, and I've given you your court dates. You can step right over there, sir. Mr. Cordova will be followed by Aiden Bond. Christopher Cordova.
Yeah, he's still on himself. He's gonna be a house call, sorry.
That's all good. All right, let's go then to Mr. Bond, followed by Darwin Krantz. Sir, please tell me your name
Aiden Bond,
and your date of birth.
October 21st, 2005.
So you've been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, a class 3 dangerous felony, 1 count of unlawful discharge of a firearm within the city limits, a class 6 felony. At this point, the court has found you to be indigent in its order appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $250,000. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or witness. You're not to return to the scene of any alleged crime. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court or proof of your local address and submit the DNA and fingerprinting. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 3rd at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 7th at 8:30. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Step right over there. Mr. Krantz will be followed by Paul Vargas. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
My name is Darwin Kenneth Krantz, March 12th, 1968.
Thank you, sir. All right, sir, you're here on a bench warrant from the Superior Court. You entered into a plea and then you didn't show up. So on this case, you already have an attorney that's been working on your case. So I'm not appointing a different attorney to represent you. On this case, when the judge issued the bench warrant, they asked you to be held without bond pursuant to Rule 7.2 because you're facing prison. You pled to DOC. So you're going to be held without bond on this case until your sentencing. Your next court date will be a status conference, post-warrant status conference on July the 3rd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court.
Okay. Can you just schedule for sentencing? I've already done pre-sentence investigation.
I can't.
Everything's done.
Yeah, the judge on the 3rd can, because you'll have to go back for the same judge who issued the warrant. It shouldn't take very long if there's been a pre-sentence report done. But all I can do is set a status.
That's the only case I'm held on? Because I thought I had another one that had a $20,000 bond or something.
All I know is this one. This one I know you're being held without bond.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Step right over. No, not that way, sir.
This is my right.
All righty. Mr. Krantz will be followed by Paul Vargas.
Krantz was the one that was up here.
Oh, Krantz was one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it just didn't go down. Okay. Mr. Vargas will be followed by Eli Del Toro. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Paul Vargas, 03-1091.
All right, sir, you're here on 2 cases, both new cases. The first charge is being a prohibited possessor of a firearm. It's a class 4 felony that occurred July 26th of this year. On this case, the court has found probable cause. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $1,500. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate contact with any arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to reside in the address you provide the court. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 3rd with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. On number 32 on the calendar, this is a new charge of aggravated assault, a Class 3 dangerous felony. One count of possessing a firearm by a prohibited possessor, Class 4 felony, and one count of discharging a firearm within the city limits, Class 6 felony. The court has found probable causes to those charges as well. The court has also appointed the public defender to represent you on that case. On that case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $75,000. The release conditions are the same. Your court date is a status conference on July the 3rd with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 7th. So it looks like your court dates are the same on both cases. Do you have any questions, sir?
Am I being released or no?
No. There's a $75,000 bond on the one.
So I'm staying in custody?
Yes, unless you post the bond. And there's a $1,500 bond on the other case. So altogether, your bonds total $76,500.
All right, thank you.
All right, step right over there, sir. All right, Eli Del Toro will be followed by Stephen Findura. Sir, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Eli Del Toro, May 25, 2004.
All right, thank you, sir. You're here on two cases. Number 20 on the counter is a probation violation for Class 6 felony. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with any arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof for your local address, and you're to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date will be a status conference, it will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July the 2nd at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court. Number 21 on the calendar is another probation violation matter, a separate cause number. On this case, is once again ordered appointing the public defender. On this case, there's a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. Other than that, your release conditions are the same as is your court date of July the 2nd at 8:30. Do you have any questions, Mr. Del Toro? All right, thank you, so you can step back over there. Stephen Findura will be followed by Chandra Reed. Sir, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Steven Findura, 8/22/89.
All right. So you're here on a warrant out of the Santan Justice Court. I need to change this real fast. For some reason, it didn't show up the attorney being appointed, but there's going to be an attorney appointed on your case. All right, the court is going to find you the indigent ordered appointing the public defender for the limited representation regarding the bond issue. On this case, bond has been set as a secured appearance bond of $250.
Okay.
If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address. Your next court date on this case will be an arraignment hearing on July the 2nd at 8:30 in the Santan Justice Court.
Okay.
All right. The officer will grab the paperwork and then give it to you. We've got new paperwork over here, officer. All right. You can go back over there and the officer will bring you the paperwork. Thank you, officer. Ms. Reed will be followed by Jesus Hurtado. Ma'am, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Chandra Reed, 12/19/86.
Thank you, ma'am. You're here at a warrant out of the Santan Justice Court looks like a post adjudication on a DUI. At this point, I'm finding to be indigent in order of appointing the public defender for the limited purpose regarding the bond issue. Bond is a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500. If you post bond, you're not to initiate contact with any arresting officers, you're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court or proof of your local address. Your next court date will be an arraignment hearing on July the 2nd at 8:30 in the Santan Justice Court. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you attend the trustee for clean fire?
Mr. Hurtado will be followed by Melquiades Villalobos. Mr. Hurtado, please step up to the podium. Jesus Hurtado. Sir, tell me your name, please.
Ebenezer Gandra? No, that's the wrong person?
Let's sit back out.
My bad.
Grab a seat. There you go. There you go.
It's all good. Sir, please step up to the podium and tell me your name and date of birth.
Jesus Hurtado, February 2nd, 1996.
All right, sir, you're here on two cases. Number 25 on the calendar is a new charge, charging you with aggravated robbery, a class 3 felony. The court has found probable cause as to that count. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $5,000. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with any arresting officers, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address, and you're to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 3rd at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 7th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Number 26 is a probation violation matter. On this case, once again, the public defender has been appointed to represent you. I need to check one thing. All right. On this case, you're going to be held without bond as a violation of probation at the request of the judge who issued the probation violation. So in this case, you'll be held without bond at least until your next court date. The release conditions are the same. Your next court date is July the 2nd at 8:30 for a probation revocation arraignment hearing. Do you have any questions, sir?
So if I bond out, I won't be released.
You have bond on one case. You're not bondable on the other case. If you post bond on the one case, you're not going to go anywhere. So it's stupid to post bond until the non-bondable situation is taken care of in the probation violation.
Okay.
All right. Yes. Step right over there, sir. Mr. Villalobos will be followed by Mr. Gandara. Sir, please tell me your name.
Melquiades Garcia Villalobos.
And your date of birth.
December the 10th, 1963.
All right, sir, you're here on a probation violation for a class 3 felony. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a bond set. It's a cash-only bond in the amount of $250,000. If you post the bond, you're not to access the internet, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address, and you're to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Your next court date will be a probation revocation arraignment, possible disposition hearing on July the 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. Step back over there. Mr. Gandara will be followed by Noel Marmondio. Sir, please tell me your name
Edmund Gandra,
and your date of birth.
April 17, 1987.
All right, so you're here on a probation violation case for a Class 6 felony. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. It's very important you make your court date. If you don't make your court date, you're going to be held on a much higher bond next time. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right, so you're released on your own recognizance. Public defender's appointed. Your release conditions are no initiating contact with the arresting officers, no possessing any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no driving without a valid driver's license, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release.
All right.
Your next court date will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July the 2nd in the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, so step right over there. All right, sir, step up to the podium, please, and tell me your name and date of birth.
Good morning. Noel Mamaradlo, December 20, 1974.
All right, sir, you're here on a new municipal court case charging you with interfering with judicial proceedings, violating an order of protection. At this point, I don't have enough information to determine whether or not you're entitled to an attorney. I am going to release you on your own recognizance. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're to continue to respect any order of protection that's out there against you. If you commit a violation of order of protection while you're on your own recognizance, you can be held without bond. But you're also not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to reside at an address you provide the court. Your next court date will be an arraignment hearing on July the 16th at 1 p.m. In the Goodyear Municipal Court. Do you have any questions, sir?
No question.
All right, thank you, sir. Step right over there. All right, Steve Luna. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name and date of birth.
Steve Lupe Lorenzo Luna Jr., December 12th, 1993.
All right, sir, you're charged with possessing narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The court's found probable cause as to those counts. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, you're going to be released to pretrial services. You won't have to post any bond. You'll have to contact pretrial services and follow their directions.
Okay.
You'll be given information about how to do that. The other release conditions include not initiating any contact with any arresting officers, no possessing any drugs without a valid prescription, no driving without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof for your local address. Your next court date will be a status conference on July the 11th at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 15th. Make sure you contact pretrial services and make your court date on July the 11th. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right, step right over there.
Thank you.
All right, Faith Ronzello. Ma'am, please step up to the podium and tell me your name and date of birth.
Faith Ronzello, 92605.
All right, ma'am. A warrant for your arrest has been issued by the state of California. California would want you back on the warrant. Were you given a laminated card to look at?
Yeah, I was.
All right. Did you have a chance to look at and read that card?
I was, but I was a little confused on some of the things.
All right, I'll explain some things to you then. As I've stated, you have a warrant out of the state of California. You have a choice to make this morning. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and agree to be sent back to California within 30 days. Or you could demand an extradition hearing and request that the governor of California and the governor of Arizona both sign a warrant for you to return to the state of California. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you'd be held non-bondable in the Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days. They would have 30 days to come and get you. If they don't come and get you within that 30-day period, you would be released. That 30 days would begin tomorrow, as long as you don't have any charges pending against you in Arizona. If you do have any charges pending against you in Arizona, the 30-day period doesn't start until those cases are resolved.
Okay.
If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I'll set a hearing. There'd be a hearing, at least a status conference in the Fugitive Justice Court in about a week to 10 days. You're not entitled to an attorney on extradition cases because they're considered civil in nature. You could hire your own attorney, but you're not entitled to a court-appointed public defender. I would set some type of bond in your case if you ask for an extradition hearing. If you ask for an extradition hearing, California would have 90 days to have that hearing and have you returned to California.
Am I able to bail out?
There would be a bond set. I think you were arrested with somebody else who also had an extradition hearing. He had a bond. His bond was set, it's public record, but it was set at $50,000 at the court date that we had. I think it was 11 p.m. I would set your bond somewhere between $25,000 and $50,000 based upon slight differences in your two cases. But that's the choice you need to make. You can either have the hearing, you can either agree to waive the extradition, be held without bond for up to 30 days, or set a hearing and they'd have 90 days. Do you have a decision of what you'd like to do?
I'll set the hearing and have a bond.
Okay. So we're just going to show that you're not waiving your right to an extradition hearing, which is fine. All right, in this case, there's going to be a cash bond set in the amount of $30,000. If you post the bond, you're to continue to reside at an address you provide the court. You're not to possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Your next court date will be a status conference, initial status conference in the Fugitive Justice Court on July the 7th at 1:30. The officers will give you some paperwork in just a moment, so you can have a seat back where you were.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, man. Your last one. Yeah, and then everybody else is going to be out? All right. Let me just make a record on the house calls while we're waiting for that. All right, on the house calls, number 13, the court's inclination is a bond of $250. Number 14, same defendant, court's inclination is a bond of $250. And number 16 on the same defendant, bond in the amount of $500. On the other house call, Mr. Marsh, number 8 on the calendar, the court's inclination is a bond of $2,500. And number 9 on the calendar, a bond of $500. If the court does not follow its inclinations, the court will come back on the record and make the corrections on the record. Okay.
podium.
Sir, step up to the podium and tell me your name and date of birth, please.
Jordan Klinghegen, October 10th, 1996.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you're here because the grand jury has indicted you and issued a warrant on the charges of 3 counts of sexual conduct with a minor, Class 2 felony, 1 count of sexual exploitation of a minor, Class 2 felony, and 2 counts of sexual conduct with a minor, Class 6 felonies. I have found you to be eligible for a public defender. A public defender is appointed to represent you. On this case, the grand jury, when they issued the indictment, set a cash-only bond in the amount of $100,000. I'm affirming that $100,000. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate contact with any arresting officers. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license. And you're to continue to provide court proof of your local address, as well as submitting to DNA and fingerprinting. Your next court date will be a not guilty arraignment on July the 3rd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. All right.
Swear or affirm that the information you're about to interpret from English to Navajo and Navajo to English will be true and accurate to the best of your personal knowledge, information, or belief?
I do.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just signing into my computer here. Do we have any Spanish speakers?
I don't think so, but
Can Spanish speaking interpreter, can you inquire if anybody needs your services? I don't think we do, but I'd rather confirm that.
okay, and will they be able to hear me from?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Buenos días, esta es la intérprete de español. ¿Alguien necesita servicios de interpretación en español? Por favor, avisen.
No hands. You have a free morning, at least until 11.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can I have Carlos Shorty come into the courtroom? And this is our Navajo speaking individual, so I'll let the interpreter know when we're going to get started.
Okay.
All right, interpreter, we're going to get started right now. Sure. Good morning. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar.
Yate pene tihi ti pene tepi o kisiki aju hotai para huintani bebestahan ka ibe para huinta.
Ha shan the Kenisla and Kosata.
When am I going back? I'm still here.
Sir, let me go through what I need to tell you, and then you can ask questions.
Alsa kwa adlet bench kudom nigi bench kasne ebi kedo in the night is kidoles.
Hakoshe.
Okay.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints.
Di kono korche ya at least konlini DNA na ajet nana like eschindo edo fingerprints those nilchen
That were given on the first calendar of June of 2025.
Ishe yati kat yizliki ya isjas chilita sago yos kasata itansin el yandela
Shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
Ishe did ask dik akwet the night zidigi the address kin ligi able cut also.
Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Excuse me?
3/21/74.
Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Carlos Shorty.
No, wait, listen.
Nje beden adon chinido. Nje.
But you because
Oh, nje beden. Nje beden adon chinigi.
Carlos, tell me your name and date of birth.
How do I write my name on here?
Kaka o beden nje beden adon tan chinido. Arabanan nje beden adon chinigi. Ntaga nje beden nje behanzi adon tan chinigi. Khashinlia?
Bobby.
Bobby is
your name Carlos?
Yes.
Shorty.
Carlos Shorty, India?
Oh.
Yes.
And is your date of birth March 21st, 1974?
Adon is Chinigi, she March 21st, 1974, it doesn't is Ch.
Oh.
Yes.
Carlos, you're here on a grand jury warrant.
Carlos, Dishe Yat grand jury Clinigi Arjunal Tosnenin, Sozoik, Hokoya in Yala.
Which means the grand jurors met and they heard testimony.
Asian Algoeti has Twido Sunny, the Quishin Taya Kago, Adi Kojut Bez Anik in Titan Snow Ajo Taya Dasti.
And they voted to charge you with 1 count of aggravated assault, class 4 felony.
Ado even Nachago Yat, the Kojut Diego, a TL Yagi, Asian Aid Bankist, a Lati Class 4 felonies, no a Ajuata Bankist.
Wait. I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you.
I got the I is at not 3 is Asian A Ajun Ka, not what less.
Your next court date is going to be an arraignment July 3rd at 8:30.
Na di kujut ada huint in nan tato lesige yati hanana zidigi ya isha so ko yos kaso. Ishi di benki agi at and ishan el neto les.
And the grand jury judge, go ahead.
Se bid to sneak or kisolako.
And the grand jury judge set your bond at $25,000.
Ado di kujut anahui ein lenigi yati kujut peso it's ana there's nati lesike ya na tin doba slat the media ko even na chedi tas no azyala.
You cannot have any contact with the alleged victim.
Ado khashi tibet yagi yat akhi ada bchatit ze edota badi nasiki edota isha.
Now, do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, the court is going to give you your paperwork and you can go back to where you were seated.
Ado siti kwe na soslat nado nes ado khashin da suntande aj da hantinitas. You mean now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Oh.
Thank you so much, interpreter. We really appreciate your time.
Okay, so the interpreter wishes to be excused.
Yep, that's the only thing we need you for.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right. For the rest of you, I'm going to call you in individually. You'll state your name and date of birth. You'll go behind the podium. I will tell you what you've been booked on and whether an attorney has been appointed to represent you. I'm also going to give you the date of your next court appearance. I will let you know whether you're eligible for a bond or not. If it's a secured bond, that means you can go through a bonding company. Phone numbers for the various bonding companies are located in the jail area. You can call any one of them. They will accept collect calls. I'm also going to tell you if I've set any release conditions, like no returning to the alleged scene of the crime, or no contact with the alleged victim or witnesses. You need to follow each and every condition if you want to stay released. Let me remind you, if you've been ordered by a court not to have contact with the victim and then you do so, you may be charged with an additional felony. Now, when you come in the courtroom, be aware this is all being video recorded. So do not talk about the facts of your case, as you have the right to remain silent. As you leave the courtroom, court staff is going to hand you your paperwork. When you look at your paperwork, you're going to see on the top what you've been booked on. Then you'll see whether you're appointed an attorney or not. Then it'll have your next court date, where, when, and what time that's going to be. Then it'll list whether you're eligible for a bond or not. And then it'll have finally a list of all your release conditions. Purpose of this hearing is to determine whether you're eligible for a bond or not. That decision is based on your past criminal history, any failures to appear, your current charges, what kind of charges you have, and Arizona law. It is not based on personal information, so don't go into that. All right, Alyssa Sandoval, come on in. And then Sophia Jimenez, sit at the chair right outside the courtroom, Sophia. All right, ma'am, state your name and date of birth.
Alyssa Selena Sandoval, 11/8/2000, ma'am.
All right, you have 7 counts of using an artifice to facilitate shoplifting, class 4 felonies. There are all sorts of different dates, June 4th and June 10th and June 16th of this year. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I'm also setting an evidentiary hearing for July 3rd at 1:30. Okay. So Arizona has a criminal rule of procedure. It's 4.2A7A. If you're out on release on a felony, and you're pending a sentencing on other charges, and you allegedly commit new felonies, okay, you can't bond out. Okay. You have to stay in custody. But you do get a chance to challenge that and ask for a bond or ask to be released. That will happen at your evidentiary hearing on July 3rd at 1:30. You and your attorney will get to have a hearing together. Okay? Okay? Yeah. All right. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Okay. Right over there. Sophia, come on in. Crystal Simmental to the chair outside the courtroom.
Hello.
Hello. State your name and date of birth.
Sofia Agustina Jimenez, August 10th, 1988.
All right. You have 4 matters. The first one is a Superior Court new case. This alleges 1 count of possession of narcotic drug, class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. Set a $2,000 bond on that. Now, the next one that you have is a Superior Court probation violation. This is a probation that you're on for a class 4 felony. Probation is alleging you violated term 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 2nd at 8:30. I set a $900 bond on that. Now, the next 2 probations, you're on probation for another class 4 felony and a class 2 felony. Probation is alleging you violated term 3, 5, and 11. I've appointed lawyers for you on both of these cases. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 2nd at 8:30. And pursuant to Arizona Criminal Rule of Procedure 7.2C, you're going to be held non-bailable on both of those. Get your paperwork from the court staff.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Crystal Simmental, come on in. Adrian Ybarra to the chair outside the courtroom. Ma'am, state your name and date of birth. You've got a probation violation warrant for your probation that you're on for a class 5 felony. Probation is alleging you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 2nd at 8:30. Pursuant to Arizona Criminal Rule of Procedure 7.2C, you'll be held non-bailable. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Adrian, over here, ma'am, over here. Adrian Ybarra, come on in. Dejan Martin to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Adrian Ybarra, 11504.
You've got a Superior Court new case alleging 1 count of arson, class 4 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct with weapons, class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. Set a $50,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond, you've got a long list of conditions you're going to have to follow. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Mr. Martin, come on in. Terrence Brookter to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
Dejan Martin, 02/29/2000.
You have a Superior Court new case alleging one kind of aggravated robbery, Class 3 felony, one kind of burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I've set a $50,000 bond. No returning to the alleged scene of the crime, no contact with the alleged victim, no contact with any of your co-defendants. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Terrence Brookter, come on in. Marcus Robinson to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Terrence Brookter, 12/11/96.
You've got a Superior Court new case alleging one kind of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. One kind of possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense. 2 counts of possession of narcotic drugs. All of those are Class 4 felonies. And that one count of carrying a deadly weapon, failure to admit, Class 1 misdemeanor. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I've set a $25,000 bond. If you post that bond, absolutely no possessing of any weapons.
Yes.
Got it?
But Miss, could I also speak on the weapon? Could I also speak on the weapon being in my car?
Can you do what?
It's not mine.
It's not what?
No, it was my mom's weapon, and that's what I was trying to.
Okay, well, that's something you can talk to your lawyer about.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got a $25,000 bond.
Okay.
All right, get your paperwork.
All right.
Marcus, come on in. Ariel Flores to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Marcus Robinson, 8/16/88.
8/16/88?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you've got a Superior Court new case alleging 2 counts of trafficking and stolen property, Class 2 felonies. 1 kind of organized retail theft, Class 4 felony. 1 kind of organized retail theft with an artifice, Class 6 felony, and 2 counts of removing theft devices, both Class 6 felonies. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. Set a $10,000 bond. Then on your second matter, you've got a probation violation. You're on probation for a Class 1 misdemeanor. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Probation is alleging you've now violated your probation because you got new charges called a Term 1. Your next hearing will be an arraignment. Possible disposition, July 2nd at 8:30. I set a $1,000 bond on this. If you post these 2 bonds, no returning to the alleged scene of crimes. Got it?
Yes.
Get your paperwork.
The first bond is cash 10,000 flat.
It's not cash. You can go through a bonding company.
So it's 1,000 for both.
Both of them.
Okay.
Yep. Get your paperwork. Ariel Flores, come on in. Gary Kirkpatrick to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Ariel Flores, November 9th, 1995.
You've got a Superior Court arrest warrant alleging 1 count of unlawful flight from law enforcement, Class 5 felony. 1 count of leaving the scene of an accident, Class 1 misdemeanor. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. The judge who signed the warrant set your bond at $10,000. No returning to the alleged scene of the crime and no contact with the alleged victim. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Gary Fitzpatrick, come on in. Ryan Moy to the chair outside the courtroom. Gary Fitzpatrick. Gary Fitzpatrick. Gary Fitzpatrick. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Gary Kirkpatrick. Oh, it's 10/2/86.
10/2/86. All right, you have three matters. The first one is a Superior Court new case alleging one count of burglary in the third degree, class 4 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I've set a $5,000 bond on this. Now, the next two that you have are both probation violations. You're on probation for 2 class 4 felonies. Probation is alleging you violated term 3, 4, 5, and 7 on each of these. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you on both. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 2nd at 8:30. Set a $5,000 bond on each. Now, if you post, you have 3 bonds. These 3 bonds, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours, okay? Get your paperwork from the court staff. Ryan Moy, come on in. Jonathan Wilbun to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Ryan Moy, 5/21/87.
Okay, you have 2 matters. The first one is a justice court warrant for failure to stay with an accident or unattended vehicle, class 1 misdemeanor. I could not find that you're indigent based on your financial affidavit. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, July 2nd at 8:30. They asked for a bond of $150. I reduced it to $50. The next one that you have is a Superior Court new case alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drug, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, both class 4 felonies, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. Again, I could not find that you're indigent based on your financial affidavit. So you can do one of 2 things: hire your own attorney, or when you go to court the next time, give more information about any debts you owe or things like that, okay? Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I set a $3,600 bond. Now, if you post these 2 bonds, they're not cash. The first one is cash. The second one is not. You must not return to the alleged scene of the crime and no possessing of any weapons. Got it?
Yep.
Get your paperwork from the court staff. Jonathan Wilbun, come on in. Johnny Gayton to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
Janita Wilbon, 1679.
You have a Superior Court new case alleging 1 count of organized retail theft, class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, 1 count of shoplifting, 1 count of contributing delinquency of a minor, both class 1 misdemeanors. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. Do you have any biological children?
Yeah.
Are they under the age of 18?
Yeah.
Do they live with you?
They're not here in Arizona right now.
They're what?
They're not here right now.
Okay. So your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I've set a $2,500 bond. You cannot return to the alleged scene of the crime. And no, you cannot have any contact with any minor children. Got it?
Okay.
including the minor you were with when this occurred. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Johnny Gayton, come on in. Gordon Schneider to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
Johnny Gaitan, 10-6-64.
You have a probation violation warrant for your probation that you're on for Class 6 felony. Probation is alleging you violated term 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition on July 2nd at 8:30, and I've set a $1,000 bond. If you post that bond, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Get your paperwork from the court staff.
Thank you.
Gordon Schneider, come on in. Daniel Dewahoya, to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Gordon Schneider, 7/31/85.
Okay. You've got a Superior Court new case alleging one count of possession of narcotic drug, Class 4 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference July 3rd at 8:30. Set a $900 bond. If you post that bond, you've got a list of conditions you're going to have to follow. Get your paperwork. Daniel?
$900 bond?
You got a $900 bond, yeah. Daniel, come on in. Emmanuel Jenkins to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Daniel Dawahoya, 12382.
You've got a failure to appear warrant for one count of possession of drug paraphernalia. This is your probation that you're on for a Class 6 felony. Probation is alleging you violated term 3, 5, and 15, and then you didn't show up for your probation hearing. You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 2nd at 8:30. Now you have a $900 bond. If you post that, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Get your paperwork from the court staff.
Thank you, sir.
Emmanuel Jenkins, come on in. Julian Christian to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Yes, Emmanuel Deshaun Jenkins, 7/18/1988.
You have a West McDowell Justice Court warrant for one count of driving while license suspended, canceled, or revoked. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. One count of exceeding the posted speed limit by greater than 20 miles per hour. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor. And then when you didn't go to court, you got a new charge of failure to appear. Class 2 misdemeanor. I've appointed a lawyer for limited representation regarding the bond. Your next hearing is going to be an arraignment, July 2nd at 8:30. They had asked for a $1,500 bond. I reduced it to $100 cash. All right? Get your paperwork from the court staff.
$100 cash.
$100 cash.
Thank you.
Julian Christian, come on in. Jeremy Kramer to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Julian Christian, 5/5/2004.
Okay, you've got a Superior Court new case alleging one count of criminal trespass in the first degree of a residential structure, Class 6 felony, one count of theft, Class 1 misdemeanor. I did receive, review, and consider a victim statement that I received on this case. I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 11th at 8:30. Given what I read in the victim statement, I was going to set a bond, but you have no other prior. So I am going to release you, but you're going to be on an electronic monitor. Got it? No returning to the alleged scene of the crime. no contact with the alleged victim. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, get your paperwork from the court staff.
Yeah, can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
So you said an ankle monitor?
Yeah. Jeremy Kramer, come on in. John, right to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Jeremy Kramer, 6/24/91.
You have a justice court warrant for one count of failure to control an aggressive dog, class 1 misdemeanor. You're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing is going to be an arraignment, July 16th at 9 a.m. They had asked for a bond of $300. I'm going to release you on your promise to go to court. Do not miss it, because then you'll get a higher bond.
I understand.
All right, get your paperwork. John Wright, come on in. Danita Love to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
John Wright, 8/12/1994.
You have a municipal court new case for one count of disorderly conduct, one count of an assault, both class 1 misdemeanors. You'll have a lawyer appointed for you at your next hearing, which will be an arraignment, July 22nd at 1:30. I am going to release you on your own promise to go to court. I have a question, though, for you. I am ordering no contact with the alleged victim. Do you live together?
No.
Okay. So, then you won't have any problems with the,
No.
a no contact, or no returning the alleged scene of the crime, because, all right, no contact means no email, no texting, no social media, no calling somebody else to call them, none. Got it? Get your paperwork from the court staff.
Thank you.
Danita Love, come on in. Can you see it? Oh, there she is.
I'm here.
State your name and date of birth.
Danita Maria Love, 12/6/74.
You've got a Superior Court new case alleging one kind of criminal trespass in the first degree of a residential structure, class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 11th at 8:30. I'm going to release you on your own promise to go to court and not return to the alleged scene of the crime.
Yes,
Got it?
ma'am, absolutely.
All right, get your paperwork.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Mohammed, come on in. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
My name is Mohammed. My birthday is July 23rd, 2006.
All right, and counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Britt Vaughn on behalf of the state.
Okay, sir, you have a Superior Court new case alleging one kind of aggravated assault, class 3 felony, and one kind of unlawful discharge of a firearm in the city limits, class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Counsel, did you want to be heard?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $150,000 cash-only bond. Mr. Muhammad allegedly, along with an accomplice, opened fire at a house party, shooting approximately 30 to 50 rounds. 3 victims were shot and sustained serious but not, not life-threatening injuries. Thankfully, we are concerned that Mr. Muhammad is an extreme danger to the community. Thank you.
All right, sir, your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I am going to follow the recommendation of the county attorney. I'm setting a cash-only bond of $150,000, no returning to the alleged scene of the crime, no contact with any witnesses or victims, and no possessing of any weapons. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Get your paperwork from the court staff. And then we need to clear. While we're doing that, why is Anthony Calderon, we're going to do him on a monitor, right? Is he the one, yeah, we're going to do it at 9:30. So then our only house call is Anthony Stroud, and why is he a house call?
Your Honor, he's combative.
Okay, Anthony Stroud, date of birth 10/15/89. He has a Superior Court new case alleging one kind of possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, one kind of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent him. Next hearing will be a status conference, July 3rd at 8:30. I've set a $900 bond.
Take him home too?
Yeah, no.
Okay, Sid, you're gonna give it that you hold.
Yeah, you're gonna go over there.
I don't know if we can move that one up or not, but we can leave it at 9:30. I'll just come back in.
Okay.
Yeah. I just thought it would take me longer with all this.
Yeah, I'll need him, so.
Although we're not over yet.
We still have that FOJ commission.
Oh, that's right. Is our FOJ still in the courtroom?
I just sent him out, yeah, you want him back in?
We'll bring him in after we do these, since she's here. Yeah. All right. Donald Haywood, come on in. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Donald Haywood, 8/11/1982.
Counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gahn on behalf of the state.
Sir, you're here in a Superior Court new case alleging one count of sexual assault, that's a Class 2 felony, one count of burglary in the 2nd degree, Class 3 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Counsel, did you wish to be heard?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $150,000 cash-only bond and electronic monitoring as is required by statute. That request is based on the nature of the charges. Mr. Haywood allegedly broke into the victim's home in the middle of the night and sexually assaulted her. He's also allegedly a suspect in another sexual assault. The state believes that he's an extreme danger, not only to this victim, who is known to him, as well as to others in the community. Additionally, the state would ask to seal the Form 4 and replace it with the redacted version because it includes the victim's name.
I am going to grant the state's request to seal the Form 4. Anything else, Ms. Gahn?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Sir, your next hearing is going to be a status conference July 3rd at 8:30. I am setting a $100,000 cash-only bond. Pursuant to Arizona law, when you are charged with a sex offense, you must, if you post that bond, be placed on an electronic monitor.
Okay.
So I'm imposing that. You are not to return to the alleged scene of the crime, no contact with the alleged victim, which means no email, no texting, no posting on social media, no telling somebody else to contact the alleged victim, none of that. Understood? Yes.
Now, what if the alleged victim is still texting me through WhatsApp?
You should talk with your attorney about that, and then I will tell Ms. Gaunt, if you can have victim assistance, tell them that the alleged victim is not to have any contact with this individual.
And one more question. They said I allegedly did it. I have a witness that was with me the whole night. That's what I was trying to tell the detective, and he couldn't get her name to get her statement.
Okay, that's why you're having a court-appointed lawyer. Any of that information, you should get to your lawyer right away so that they can start working on your case.
Okay.
Okay? All right, get your paperwork.
When will the lawyer be? Will I see the lawyer?
You're going to get the information. See the court stop behind you? That yellow sheet, right that you're going to have right back there? That'll show you how to contact your lawyer. Okay. Sammy Blackburn, come on in. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Hi, my name is Sammy Blackburn, September 10th, 1994.
All right. The first matter that you have is a probation violation warrant. Probation is alleging you violated Term 1, print this out again. I don't know why I didn't write that down. Term 1 of your probation, that's getting new charges. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 2nd at 8:30, pursuant to Arizona Criminal Rule of Procedure 7.2C. You're going to be held non-bailable on that one. Now, you also have a Superior Court new case. This is the term 1. This alleges 1 count of sexual assault, class 2 felony, 1 count of sexual abuse, class 5 felony. They have 2 different dates, 1 and 2 different victims. One is on March 17th of 2025, and one is April 21st of 2025. Now, based on your financial affidavit, I could not find that you're indigent, so I couldn't appoint you counsel. But you can do one of 2 things. You can hire your own attorney, or when you go to court the next time, give more information to the judge about your expenses and your savings or whatever you have, okay? And see if you're eligible. Counsel, did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Brooke Gaunt on behalf of the state. Your Honor, the state's asking for a $150,000 cash-only bond and electronic monitoring as is required by statute. This is based on the nature of the charges. Mr. Blackburn allegedly, while he was acting or working as an Uber driver, he allegedly sexually assaulted the victim. There have been similar allegations against him previously. Our concern is that he we believe he has ties to the country of Jamaica, and we are concerned that he may flee. As the court has already indicated, he is on felony probation at this time. We are concerned, given the nature of these offenses, that he's a danger to the community as well as a significant flight risk. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, your next hearing is going to be a status conference July 3rd at 8:30. I am going to follow the state's recommendation of a $150,000 cash-only bond. Now, Arizona law requires me that if you post that bond, you must be on an electronic monitor, ankle monitor. You are to have no contact with any victim or any witness. You are not to possess any weapons. If you do bond out, well, you're held no bond on the probation, but that can change at the next hearing. You are to keep contact with your probation officer. Understood? All right, get your paperwork from the court staff.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
When is the cutoff for applications?
So the applications were already, the deadline's passed.
Ah.
The 6th is the deadline for the online recommendation.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
And then we'll need Carl Logan in here whenever you get a chance.
Okay, yeah.
Did I say, oh, Mississippi, that's what it was. MISSISSIPPI. Oh, and on this case, I received, I forgot to bring it in, an additional, it was on Miss Love, Danica Love, an additional Form 4 that the county attorney's office requested to be added. I think I'll have to get that to you. To assist in the finding of probable cause.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sir, hi. Did you get the plastic form before court to read?
Sorry?
The plastic?
Oh.
Yeah, did you have an opportunity to read that?
Yes, ma'am, I read it.
Okay. All right, sir, tell me your name and date of birth.
Carl Edward Logan Jr., July 2nd, 1975.
Okay. So you have a warrant here from the state of Mississippi. It's on a parole violation. They want to extradite you. They want you back. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose choice number 1, waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to Mississippi within 30 days. Or choice number 2, you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states, Arizona and Mississippi, before they can send you back. Now, if you pick number 1, that you're going to waive your right and just say, yep, come and get me, you would be held no bond in the Maricopa County Jail. You would stay here for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for Mississippi to come get you. That 30 days would start tomorrow, as long as you don't have any criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. I didn't see anything here, but I don't know if you have anything pending. If you don't have anything pending, then they have 30 days to come get you. If you do, then that 30-day period would not start until those charges are resolved. Now, let's say you don't want to waive your right, and you want to have that extradition hearing, option number 2. I'm going to set a date for another hearing, which will be July 7th at 1:30. I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature, but you would have the right to hire a lawyer at your expense if you choose. Now, because this is a parole violation, you are not entitled to bail. So you're going to stay in custody either way, okay? A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states requiring to extradite you, that can take up to 90 days. Do you know what you'd like to do?
I got off a bus coming from California yesterday when they arrested me, all right? I just left a couple of days ago from here going to California to look for a better job. But when I came here, I didn't leave Mississippi on my own.
Okay, sir,
No, what I'm getting at is I woke up in the back of a box truck here in Arizona 7 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just contacted somebody here. I can tell you when this warrant was issued.
I've been living at the Task Homeless Shelter here in Phoenix for the last 7 months.
Yeah, they may not have known it, but they have been contacted and they want you back. It's the Department of Corrections. So what do you want to do? Waive your right to an extradition?
Okay.
Or not?
Yeah.
Waive your right. So if you want to waive your right, I need to ask you some questions to make a record of this proceeding. Did you read the waiver of extradition paperwork? You got to say it verbally.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do you understand that you don't have to sign the paperwork? You don't have to waive your rights? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have a right to have that extradition hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to give up these rights and sign the paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to sign the paperwork?
No, ma'am.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication within the last 24 hours?
No, ma'am.
I find that you're knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily signing the waiver, and I'm also going to sign it. I'm going to direct the sheriff's office to notify Mississippi that you are ready to return. Mississippi will have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up unless there are any local charges pending. If there are local charges pending, the 30 days will not start until the conclusion of that case. If they don't come get you within 30 days, you have to be released.
I don't mean to interrupt you, I apologize. I have a loitering misdemeanor charge from being at a park after 10 o'clock. Here.
Okay. Is it filed? Do you see anything on it?
I believe that's
The only reason I stopped to get some water because there was no fence around it and there was 5 other people there.
When is his next hearing on that?
I believe it's going to be 10 a.m.
Today?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you can tell the judge that you're gonna be going back to Mississippi, and maybe they can even finish that up today.
Okay.
Make sure you tell them that you're getting extradited back to Mississippi. That can make a difference,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? All right, you're gonna need to come over here, and you're gonna sign the paperwork.
Go ahead and sign. And I need one more signature, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
That's how we start. Not secret, top secret, look for facility. You have to go. I have.
All right.
Please be seated. Please be seated.
I mean, I should, I think, right, last one. One thing, if you have the routing number and account number, then we can use each tab.
Good morning.
You know what, I know that's a little bit, looking, I think, but you didn't put it back, so hopefully, then we can get it. If not, we'll have to have, now, your girlfriend did it out. You know, check our,
All right.
credit card, debit card, okay.
Oh, yeah. And then.
No, but do you have it?
It's not, yeah.
Family's gonna get it.
Right. I think I needed to fix that one. That was one I had not yet fixed. I apologize. Thank you for catching that.
So I don't know, but, oh, no. Now that I'm well, I mean, if he said you showed him something that showed you at 20,000. Yeah, that was my friend. Oh, okay. But then the personal injury. And then we have, and then, it happened about 2 months ago. I think those well, and there's a patient back on private house. In the back right now. I'll call her.
Okay, 25 is fine. Okay. Okay, good morning. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for June 27th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. At this time, I'll begin calling names one by one. Before you come in, you'll need to be aware of your rights. You do have the right to an attorney, but this is an initial appearance. So at this hearing, what I will do is I will read the allegations against you, inform you whether or not I have appointed counsel, tell you when your next hearing date is and where, and then what the conditions of your release may be, and whether or not you have been assigned a bond amount. If it is secured, that means you can use a bail bondsman. If it is cash, you need to pay cash. All of your record has been reviewed and considered. If there are attorneys, they are allowed to make statements either on your behalf or for the state. And as I call you in, I will ask you for your name and date of birth. I'll call the first person to come stand at the gray podium in the center of the room. I'll ask the second person to sit in the chair by the door. Please remember, all these hearings are being recorded and live streamed, so anything being said today may be used against you. Please do not discuss the facts of your case with me. We'll begin with Michael Pace. Please come to the podium. Jonathan Hawk, have a seat by the door.
Michael Pace. Michael.
How many do you have on the calendar, Judge?
Well, we have 34 total, but I believe you're in the middle.
Okay. All right, thank you. Oh, you're going to switch them over at some point?
We'll call you in the order.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Please state your name and date of birth.
Michael Dempsey Pace, 7/16/92.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you committed aggravated assault, which is a Class 5 felony. An attorney has been appointed for you, and your next hearing is downtown July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
You were already on felony release.
Yes.
And because this is another felony while you were on felony release, you are not eligible for bond today. You'll be transported to your next hearing, and that's per the Arizona Criminal Rules of Procedure 4.2A7A. All of this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Jonathan Hawk, please come to the podium. Billy Scheller, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Jonathan Hawk, 6/13/1988.
You're here today on two matters. One is a new Superior Court case where it's alleged you committed burglary in the second degree, which is a Class 3 felony, and then also burglary with unlawful entry, a Class 4 felony. I've appointed an attorney for you for your next hearing, which is July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning downtown. Bond is set at a secured appearance bond in this first matter at $50,000. There are conditions of your release. Do not return to the scene of the alleged crime. Contact the alleged complainants, witnesses, victims, or arresting officers. You are on probation, so you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. That brings us to your second case before this court today, which is a Superior Court probation violation warrant. So here you have violated a condition of your probation release, which is term 1, don't commit any new felonies. So there will be a revocation arraignment hearing downtown on July 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, and counsel will be appointed for you there. All this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Come back. I can't hear you from over there.
How do I get a hold of my probation officer in jail?
You won't, but you'll be transported to your revocation hearing and possible disposition by the sheriff's office, and then you can speak with them or your attorney there.
All right, so I just wait to talk to my appeal then? You said I have 72 hours.
If you were to be released, you would have 72 hours to contact them. So you'll be going to your hearing. The sheriff's office will transport you.
Okay.
Please take a seat. Billy Scheller, please come to the podium. Gabriel Huante, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Billy Dean Scheller, 6/13/72.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. There have been allegations of aggravated assault, which is a Class 4 felony, possessions of a weapon by a prohibited possessor, Class 4 felony, and then assault, Class 1 misdemeanor, threatening and intimidation, property damage, Class 1 misdemeanor. I've assigned an attorney for you, and your hearing will be July 3rd, 8:30 downtown. A bond is set in your case due to the nature of these allegations. It's a cash-only bond of $50,000. If you make that bond, the conditions of your release include: do not return to the scene of the alleged crime, have contact with the alleged witnesses, victims, complainants, arresting officers, do not possess weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, don't drive without a valid license. You're currently on probation. Please contact your probation officer within 72 hours if you do make that bond. If you don't make the bond, the sheriff's office will take you to your next hearing. That's all on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Gabriel Hante, please come to the podium. Stormy Zaguro, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
My name is Gabriel Wanta, 8986.
Thank you. It looks like we have the state. Would you like to make a record?
Thank you, Honor. Brooke Gaunt on behalf of the state. The state's requesting that the court affirm the $1 million cash bond that is in the arrest warrant.
Thank you. This court has reviewed the allegations against you. They are murder in the first degree, premeditated, a Class 1 felony, kidnapping, Class 2 felony, burglary, Class 3 felony, resisting arrest, Class 6 felony, and then the misdemeanor of disobeying the commands of an officer. This court has found probable cause and will affirm the state's recommendation. That is $1 million cash-only appearance bond. If you do make this bond, there are conditions on your release that include: do not return to the scene of the alleged incident or crime, do not have contact with the alleged victims, witnesses, complainants, or arresting officers. There are more conditions for your release if you make that bond, and they are on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Thank you.
Here you go, sir.
Stormy Seguro, please come to the podium. Jonathan Robertson, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Stormy Seguro, 3/25/92.
You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant. It appears that you did not go to the hearing for a Class 4 felony DUI charge.
Yes, ma'am.
So today, bond is set at $2,500 secured appearance. That means you can use a bail bondsman. Your next hearing is downtown, July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. And if you do make that bond, you need to follow the conditions of release that are on your paperwork.
Okay, I had a couple questions. Because I live in Texas, so I'm here on work release right now, so I leave the 31st, so... You
must stay here.
Well, I can't stay past the 31st. I have my
So your
ticket.
next hearing is set on July 3rd,
July
2025.
3rd. So
If
I'll
you
still be on.
exit, if you leave, you'll be disobeying orders of this court if you leave Maricopa County.
I was under the impression that my second and third DUI cases were put together.
So that would be a question to ask your attorney.
He's no longer my attorney, so I would have to get a new attorney.
Okay.
So I need to talk to my judge.
I will change this order, we're on 29, the girls, to include appointing you a new attorney for your hearing.
Okay.
Don't leave Maricopa County before this is sorted out.
Will it be sorted out by the 3rd?
It will be on the 3rd that you'll meet your attorney at your first hearing.
But I leave August 31st.
August
2nd. Yeah, my daughter starts school, so I have to leave.
So go to your hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to appoint you a Maricopa County Public Defender.
Okay.
I'm still leaving the bond at $25,000 secured appearance.
So with this 36 days of work release I'm doing right now, does that count towards my DUI?
You'll need to discuss that with the judge at those hearings. This is initial appearance only, where I read the charges against you, either assign or don't assign an attorney, and set the conditions of your release. Okay, I think I've signed it, 29?
Yes.
Okay. All right, if you'll have a seat, they'll bring you the new updated paperwork with an attorney that's appointed. Just right over there, yeah, thank you. Jonathan Robertson, please come to the podium. Jordan Harris, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
John Robertson, 10/22/1985.
You're here today on two matters. One is a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you had narcotic drugs in your possession, a Class 4 felony, as well as drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. An attorney has been appointed for you for the next hearing, which is July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning downtown. A secured appearance bond in this matter was set at $1,000 because of your 11 prior failure to appear. In your other case today, it is a Superior Court probation violation warrant. So you were on probation and you violated that by having new allegations against you. There's a bond set, $250. That's a cash-only appearance bond that was affirmed. In that probation revocation hearing, that's July 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. Again, an attorney is appointed for you. If you are able to make both these bonds and you are released from custody, there are conditions for your release. The most important is that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Jordan Harris, please come to the podium. And after that is Richard Para. State your name and date of birth.
Jordan Harris, 9/14/79.
You're here today on two cases. One is a Superior Court arrest warrant, and the other one is a Superior Court new case. So in your new case, it's been alleged that you had dangerous drug possession, which is a Class 4 felony, narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, as well as drug paraphernalia possession use. This court found that there was no probable cause for the first two, the dangerous and narcotic drug possession, but those cases are not dismissed. You still need to go to the hearing on July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning downtown.
Okay.
There is probable cause for the paraphernalia. There is a bond set. It's secured. It's $50, and it's what we call a placeholder bond. And the reason it's secured, it's $50, and it's what we call a placeholder bond. And the reason I put this in here is because you had two matters. And if you end up staying on the second matter, I want to make sure Maricopa County sheriffs take you to your hearing, so you get credit for time and you get taken transportation to the hearing. Your other matter is a Superior Court arrest warrant. This one is for allegations very similar, but they have probable cause of narcotic drug possession use, class 4 felony, and the paraphernalia, class 6 felony. This one is it's a direct complaint. So that means they sent you paperwork to your last known address to let you know that you were being summoned to court. You did not appear. So that one, the bond is $1,000. It's secured $1,000 bond. If you do end up making that bond, making both of those, so that's $1,050, make sure to go to your hearings and get this taken care of. If you don't make the bond, then the sheriff's office will take you to those hearings. It's all going to be on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Eric? You guys have a seat on the left.
Richard Parra, please come to the podium. After that, Todd Lover, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Richard Parr, 4/28/68.
You are here today on 3 separate matters. One is a Superior Court probation violation. They're all Superior Court probation violations. So you have 3 Superior Court probation cases that are ongoing, and you did not appear. So in each of these 3, you will be assigned an attorney to represent you. There is a hearing set July 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. A secured appearance bond of $500 in each case, so that's $1,500 total, has been set. If you do make bond, make sure to contact your probation officer within 24 hours because, sir, you're on intensive probation. You're not on standard. So right away, call your probation officer. Go to your hearing. You did violate terms 3, 5, and 7 in your probation contract, so make sure you know what you're supposed to do and follow through.
What terms are there?
3, 5, and 7?
Yeah.
So on number 3, on one of them, I'm just going to look up one warrant to give you an idea because these are questions you can ask your attorney when you go to your hearing. On number 3, you did not report as directed in March 4 different times. So you were told to report and you failed. Then number 5, you did not receive prior approval before changing residences, and then your whereabouts became unknown as of February 25, 2025. And number 7, you did not submit to drug testing as required. So, those are the type of terms that you have been failing on probation. You'll need to talk to your attorney when you go to that hearing. Please step to your left. Todd Slover, please come to the podium. After that, Victor Mendoza Velasquez, please have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Todd Slover, January 21st, 1977.
You're here today on 2 matters. They're both Superior Court probation violation warrants. It looks like you did violate terms 3 and 5, so that has to do with failure to appear and then changing your residence or they couldn't find you. There has been a bond, let's see, I've assigned an attorney for you for your next hearing, which will be July 2nd at 8:30 downtown. It's a probation revocation hearing with a possible disposition. A secured appearance bond of $250 has been set. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with the alleged victims, witnesses, officers. No weapons, because you're on probation. No drugs without a valid prescription. No contact with the alleged business victim. Sometimes people think victims are only people, but it's also the business. On the second probation violation warrant, it is a $500 secured appearance bond, so that's $750 total. And it's the same terms, 3 and 5. It's also the same hearing date, July 2nd, and I have appointed an attorney for you. And in this one, again, no contact with the alleged victims, witnesses, complainants. All of this will be on your paperwork. please, if you do bond out, make it to your hearings and get this taken care of so they don't keep issuing more warrants. Okay, thank you. Step to your left. Okay, Mr. Victor Mendoza Velasquez, please come to the podium. After that, Michael Simpson, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Victor Mendoza, 829-1972.
You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. You violated term, let's see, number 3 of your probation. So that means you failed to report within 72 hours of release. So today, this court is appointing a new attorney for you. You do have a new hearing set July 2nd, downtown, 8:30. There is a secured appearance bond set for you at $500 because you did not appear last time. If you make this bond, secured appearance bond, you must call your probation officer within 72 hours. So if you are released, call your probation officer and go to the hearing. All this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Michael Simpson, please come to the podium. Kelvin Barnes, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Michael William Simpson, 10/14/69.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant. The charges that were issued against you previously were dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, and then theft and control of property that wasn't yours, class 1 misdemeanor. So an attorney already was represented for you in this case, and now a new hearing is set for July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. Because you failed to appear before and you were on pretrial services, so we gave you extra help to make sure you'd go to your hearing, we're now going to the court's going to set $250 secured appearance bond. So see how this works. If you keep coming back here, the bond keeps going up, right?
Okay.
So make sure you go to your hearing. I'm going to go ahead and ask for pretrial services again to help you get to that hearing. They'll give you a bus card. They'll try to remind you about your hearing time and date. Don't lose your paperwork, okay? They're really going to try to help you get there. If you do bond out, don't return to the scene of the alleged crime where you were picked up. Don't have any contact with any alleged witnesses, victims. I don't think there were victims, but I think what was going on there was not helping you stay compliant, right? So no contact with the arresting officers. Don't use drugs without a valid prescription. All right, all this is on your paperwork. Please use pretrial services to get to your next hearing if you bond out. Step to your left. Kelvin Barnes, please step to the podium. Manny Urbina, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Kelvin Donald Barnes, February 1st, 1969.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you had drug paraphernalia in your possession, which is a class 6 felony. I have appointed an attorney for you to go with you to your next hearing, which is July 11th at 8:30 downtown. That information will be on your paperwork. This court is inclined to release you today on what's called supervised release. That means that they will provide you with an envelope that has things like a bus pass, and they'll send you reminders about your hearings and try and assist you to go to your hearing, all right? The other thing is drug testing and monitoring. It's really important when you are released today, that between now and your hearing, you do not use drugs without a valid prescription. Also, do not go back to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with alleged victims, complainants, the arresting officers. Make sure you keep the court updated with your current valid address or where you can receive information. All right, sir. Good luck. Step to your left. Manny Urbina, please step to the podium. And then after that will be Gennaro Urbina.
Manny Urbina, 9489.
You're here today on a justice court warrant. So it looks like you have not paid justice court for your prior conviction. I cannot appoint an attorney for you in this because it's not an ongoing case. This is something that's old. What the court will do here today is release you on your own recognizance with several conditions. And some of the conditions include don't consume alcohol and don't drive without a valid license. Now, you do have another court date that you need to go to.
Okay.
It is in Country Meadows Justice Court. I've provided the information for you on your paperwork, their address, as well as their phone number, because you can contact them ahead of time and maybe get this taken care of.
Okay.
But your hearing date right now is July 17th at 8:30 in the morning. All right? So make sure you follow the court's orders and call them, get this taken care of, or go to your hearing, get it taken care of. Do not drink and drive. Do not drive without a valid license.
Okay. And at that court hearing, can I set up a payment plan with them, or can I do that before the hearing? Or?
That's why you should call them.
Okay.
Call them and work it out. Now today, because you're at ITR, it's going to take a couple hours for you to be released. So even though you're going to pick up your paperwork and have a seat, it's not immediate. Please have patience with the detention officers, okay?
Okay.
Everybody has to go in line.
Okay.
Okay, please have a
Thank
seat.
you.
Please have a seat on the left, please.
Gennaro Urbina. Oh, do you do the after the house call? Just one moment, please. I think as long as all the people are gone. Officer, has the room been cleared?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please state your name and date of birth.
Gennaro Urbina, 11462.
You're here today on an out-of-county warrant. The allegations from the warrant are sexual conduct with a minor, which is a Class 2 felony, sexual assault, which is a Class 2 felony, and then another sexual assault, which is a Class 3 felony. There will be an attorney appointed for you at your next hearing in this case, but because it's out of county, I will not be appointing that person.
So they'll appoint it to me over in Pima County?
Correct.
And when would I get extradited?
So there is going to be an arraignment July 2nd at 8:30 in the morning there in Pima County. That's already set for you. Today there is a cash-only appearance bond. So if you post $50,000 cash, you may be released. However, if you post that, an electronic ankle monitor would be assigned to you if you're released here in Maricopa County. If you don't get released until after that hearing in the Pima County, it is up to them on how to do that. If you are released, though, either county, these orders do apply, which is do not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with alleged victims, witnesses, complainants, no contact with minors. Do you have children of your own?
No.
Okay. Don't possess any drugs without a valid prescription. And of course, keep the court updated with your address. All of that information is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Yep. So now we'll take the case that's got the attorney.
Come on up.
Good morning, counsel.
Good morning, Judge.
Just to start, will you state your name and date of birth?
Jacob Betancourt, August 6th, 1993.
Thank you.
And Attorney Dwayne Cates for Mr. Betancourt.
Thank you.
And Brooke Gaunt on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Thank you. Would you like to be heard on probable cause?
No, Judge.
With the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So this court does find that there was probable cause for this new Superior Court case where there is allegations of luring minor for sex, which is a Class 3 felony, obscene material transmission, Class 4 felony, child enticement, Class 5 felony, and obscene material transmission to a minor, Class 5 felony. The court does find there's probable cause. Would counsel like to be heard on the bail?
Yes, Judge. First of all, on the Form 4, it says he had a prior conviction for DV, aggravated assault. I don't believe he ever had a conviction. There was a charge. It was his brother. I believe it was dismissed. And that he says on the failure to appear, he said he never got anything in the mail or anything. So I don't think that that's a valid charge. He's a lifelong resident of Maricopa County. He's got tons of family here. In fact, I believe there's a couple family members on watching this hearing. So he has tremendous family support. He's not in any way, shape, or form a flight risk. And we would just ask that the court, and in light of the previous person that was just here that had a $50,000 bond for actual sexual conduct with a minor, I believe that a $50,000 secured bond would be appropriate in this case.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $100,000 cash-only bond, and if Mr. Betancourt is able to post that, the electronic monitoring that is required by statute. I do agree with counsel. I don't believe that he has any prior criminal history, and I don't believe that there are any prior FTAs. So I do think that information in the Form 4 was probably put in error. But I think the court has the criminal history, I think, from PSA that indicates that he doesn't have any priors. However, the state is very concerned about the nature of the charges. There are multiple offense dates. It appears that this was a course of ongoing conduct by Mr. Betancourt. We are concerned that he is a danger not only to this particular victim. There also seems to be some indication, although not charged, that he may have engaged in sex acts with a 17-year-old based on some information in the Form 4. We're also concerned that he's an overall danger to other children in the community. So given all of that, we think that that bond is appropriate. Additionally, the state would ask the court to seal the Form 4 and replace it with the redacted version. The law enforcement inadvertently included the minor victim's name.
I have one question for counsel. Does defendant have any minor children of his own?
No.
Okay. Okay, I did reprint or resign. There is 2 changes. I'll seal the record and then I just split the bond. Okay. Yeah, it just needs to be signed. Oh, there, I got it. You got it? Okay. All right, thank you for your appearance here today, and thank you for your statements to the court. They have been considered. The seriousness of the allegations as well as the ongoing activity has also been considered. What was described in the 4-4 is very concerning. They are allegations, not yet charges. So this court has decided to lower the bond to $75,000 cash only. And an electronic ankle monitor would be installed if he were to make that bond. He is not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with any of the alleged victims, witnesses, or complainants. The dangerousness and high risk of new criminal activity is a large factor in this, and the potential for more of this type of activity in the community is why the bond is so high. So all of this will be on the paperwork. Thank you for your appearances. The next hearing date is July 3rd, 8:30 a.m. downtown. And will you be ongoing counsel?
Yes.
Okay, then I will not assign any counsel here. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Counsel may be excused. Do you have any other matters?
Yes, Your Honor, if I could make a record on number 27.
Let me call it up and then we'll do that.
Oh, that's not us.
No.
Well, I thought you were going to complain from us.
Yeah. Yeah, good to see you. And if you'd like to, she'll have the paperwork ready in just a moment. Yeah. So I'm just going to call 27 and then I'll have the state's recommendation. One moment, please. Based on reports that it is not safe for Tyler James Mygot Rushing to be in the courtroom today, this is going to be on the record, and then the printed version of the order will be the final version. This court does not intend to return to this recording later. This is for Tyler James Mygot Rushing, date of birth 3/6/1993, a new Superior Court case with allegations of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, Class 3 felony, aggravated assault for a first responder, Class 4 felony, possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, Class 4 felony, possession, use of a weapon in a drug offense, Class 4 felony, endangerment, Class 6 felony, resisting arrest, Class 6 felony, resisting arrest with injury, Class 6 felony, disorderly conduct with a weapon, Class 6 felony, leaving the scene of an accident, Class 1 misdemeanor assault, Class 1 misdemeanor criminal damage, Class 1 misdemeanor disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor reckless driving, Class 2 misdemeanor and failure to obey a police officer, Class 2 misdemeanor. This court did find probable cause for all of these allegations. The state would like to make a statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $75,000 secured appearance bond. Our understanding is that Mr. Rushing has prior felony convictions as well as a substantial misdemeanor record. He allegedly rammed other vehicles, or at least one other vehicle, during a road rage incident. Then he fled the scene. Then he returned with brass knuckles and physically assaulted store employees. The victim's injuries at this time are unknown. He then proceeded to resist arrest and physically assault law enforcement that was there. As the court may note from pretrial services, he continues to be combative while he is here in custody in the jail. The state is concerned that he is an extreme danger to the community, and we think that bond's necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. So this court has considered the information presented and agrees the bond should be $75,000 secured appearance bond. If the defendant was able to make that bond, there are many conditions and restrictions of release, including not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. I believe it's a Big O Tires, as well as no contact with the co-defendant who attempted to help him to flee, or any of the victim's witnesses or complainants, and to follow any orders of protection or orders of harassment that may be issued against him at this time. So an attorney will be assigned, and the next hearing set for him will be July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning downtown. Counselor, do you have any others?
No, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Please.
Thank you.
So for Mr. Eduardo Portilla, he is also not in the courtroom. This will be an electronic reading of his record. If there are any changes, it will be on the written final order. Eduardo Padilla, date of birth 9/15/1983, is a new Superior Court case. Allegations of dangerous drug position, Class 4 felony. And he has been assigned an attorney who will go with him to the hearing on July 3rd at 8:30 in the morning downtown. A secured appearance bond is set at $50,000. Conditions and restrictions of release are set for him. The next person who is not safe to bring in the courtroom today because of danger to himself or others is Sundus E. Abdi. He has 3 matters. The first is a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant. He has been assigned an attorney. This is on charges of narcotic drug possession use, Class 4 felony. His next hearing is downtown, July 2nd, 8:30 in the morning. He has a secured appearance bond for the failure to appear of $2,500. He does have conditions and restrictions of release from custody. They are printed on his paperwork. The next matter is number 10, the same person, Sundus E. Abdi, 4/15/2000, also failure to appear, assigned an attorney. Hearing is on July 2nd, 8:30 downtown. The same secured appearance bond, $2,500, has been set, the same conditions of release. For his third matter, 11 on the docket, also Sundus E. Abdi, 4/15/2000. Again, drug possession, paraphernalia use, Class 6 felony in this case. An attorney has been assigned. His hearing is July 2nd, 8:30. Secured appearance bond for $2,500. Conditions of release are the same. So that's a total of $7,500 set for his release. The next defendant who is not able to appear today in the courtroom due to imminent danger to himself or others, including court staff, is Mr. Ryan Anthony Fisher, date of birth 1/22/1992. Fortner, Ryan Anthony Fortner, and he has 4 matters today. They are all Superior Court probation violation warrants. A secured bond is set in matter 3 at $250, along with, and that shouldn't have PSA supervision, so I'm going to edit that. Number 3. I think that's the only one I did that on. I'm just double checking the others. Yeah, okay. So now they're all ready, just number 3. So on number 3, a secured bond is set for him, $250. He should not go back to the scene of the alleged crime, and he violated terms 3 and 5 of his probation. In matter number 4, it is the same violation of his probation, term 3 and 5, also $250 bond. Matter 5, it is the same, $250 secured bond. And then number 6, it is the same with a $250 secured bond. So that's $1,000 total secured. He would need to bond out. If he does bond out, he does need to contact his probation officer within 72 hours. Again, any changes made will be on the final written order. I do not intend to return to this recording. The next defendant who will be seen in his cell is Hayden Grove, because he does pose an imminent danger to court staff and himself and others. And this is Hayden Matthew Grove, date of birth 10/4/1989. He has 3 cases. One is a new Superior Court case with allegations of dangerous and narcotic drug possession use, both Class 4 felonies, taking the identity of another Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia possession use, Class 6 felony, and false reporting to a law enforcement officer, which is Class 1 misdemeanor. In his first case, there is a secured appearance bond of $100 with PSA supervision, drug testing, and monitoring. However, I'm going to take that off because he is already on probation. So I don't know, I thought I had edited this before, but I will do it now. Okay. Fine. So number 20 has to be reprinted as well because I accidentally gave him PSA. On number 21, he has July 3rd, 8:30 a.m. hearing. I have appointed a public defender for him. This is a Superior Court arrest warrant. It's a direct complaint, so the summons was sent out January 2nd. The bond amount in this one is $100, and I will take off the PSA supervision as he is already on probation. Save. Move on. So that gets us to matter number 22, which is the probation violation. This warrant is out, as hearing will be July 2nd, 8:30 in the morning. An attorney is appointed for him. The bond is $100. And again, I did not take off his pretrial services, so I apologize to the court staff today. So 20, 21, and 22 need to be reprinted. They should not have pretrial services since he is already on probation. He has violated terms 3 and 5. And the last person that we will be seeing back of house who is a danger to himself and others, especially court staff, is Miss Amy Elizabeth Edmond. So an attorney has been appointed for her in this new Superior Court case of aggravated assault, which is a Class 5 felony. There is a status conference for July 11th at 8:30 in the morning because this court intends to release her with supervised release. She does have conditions of release, which includes not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, which I believe was a restaurant. And she should not have any contact with the alleged complainants or witnesses or victims, which in this case were law enforcement officers. I do not intend to make any changes to Ms. Edmonds' order, but if I do, they will be reflected in the written order and not on this recording. At this time, the 11 a.m. appearance calendar for June 27th is in recess until 2 p.m.